gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. This message is sponsored by DGS, the Degenerative Gambling Society, aka Cap Nation Live. What is going on, Cap Nation? Cappers Nation Live, your Friday game day edition. What is going on, everybody? Welcome. You're welcome. Mr. Watson, Anthony, Brian, Jalen, what's good, my brother? Greg Engel, Michael, Nick Martinez, what's going on? I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to rock and roll on this beautiful and blessed Friday. We get a big, I don't want to say big, but I mean, it's kind of a big slate for a Friday. We get 4 college football games. I don't know what's not to like about that one. Randall, good morning. We get Wyoming, Colorado State, North Texas, and UTSA. UCLA and Washington, which, by the way, we put out a daily free play on that one in the daily free play video. Then we got Houston and Arizona, the little late night action junkie special. There is a full slate of games in the NBA today from the 76ers in Orlando against the Magic. Magic laying 2. Heat on the road catching 4.5 against the Pacers. The Pistons on the road against the Raptors. Pistons laying 1.5 or minus 134 on the money line. There's a little interesting line for you guys. The Wizards on the road against the Hawks today. Hawks laying that nearly double digits. The Bulls catching double digits on the road against the Cavs. Can the Cavs lose a game? That will remain to be seen, but probably not. Probably not losing on this beautiful Friday. Just pulling some stuff up if it ever lets me. Everything is so slow. The whole computer system crashed. I went live. I was actually surprised it was still on live because everything crashed and went down. And it somehow, when I logged back on and reset everything, it was still there. So that was good. But yeah, I mean, like I was saying, Cavs laying double digits at home against the Bulls, looking for their 14th straight win. Lakers laying 3.5 on the road against the Spurs. Nets almost a double-digit dog on the road against the Knicks. And then the Suns on the road against the Thunder, catching 8 on the road. And we ain't done there yet. There's 4 more games after that. You got the Clippers and the Rockets, Nuggets, and the Pelicans. The Grizzly on the road against the Golden State Warriors. Warriors laying 7.5 in that contest. And then you got the Timberwolves in Sacramento, cross town from the Warriors. Timberwolves laying 1.5 on the road against the Sacramento Kings. Full Friday slate of NBA today, and we've got a nice slate of college basketball today. I mean, I cannot lie, I like the slate in college basketball. Stars Speak said the hockey pick saved my horrible Thursday night. Thursday night football. Thursday night football was wild and wacky. Thursday night football was wild and wacky. That's for sure. I didn't expect too many deep balls out of Washington yesterday, but I expected a lot of those 5 to 8 yard passes, and those things just didn't happen. Those things just did not happen for Washington, and that game looked great, but it looked great until it didn't, if you know what I mean. Randomly had a soccer pick in your account that went away. What's your username on the website? And I'll tell you what happened, because you probably didn't pay for it, and that's why it went away. But what's your username on the website? I'll let you know. But yeah, college basketball slate today is a very busy one. I mean, we got Lehigh on the road against UCLA. That should be fun. Arizona on the road against Wisconsin. Usually the Friday action doesn't give us. We usually get that Ivy League action before a big Saturday, but not today. Gonzaga playing today, laying 27.5. Washington State on the road against Iowa. I think that's going to be a good matchup. I really do. I really do. I think the Washington State, the old Cougs on the road, but I mean, they really haven't played anybody. This is going to be their biggest test. I mean, they've played Portland State, Bradley, and Idaho. And then you got old Iowa, 3-0 on the year. This should be it should really be a good match. I mean, they really haven't played anybody of caliber. Texas A&M Commerce, Southern University, South Dakota. So that should be a fun game. We're gonna try and take a look as much as we can. I will probably not sure how long I'll be on live for. My daughter is still at home sick. Rather sick, that is. Yeah, Chad, you weren't supposed to have access to it. The only reason it showed up on your account is because we reactivated your account because you're supposed to get the games this week and game of the week because we lost last week. But you got the soccer game of the week last week, which won. So that's why you didn't have access to yesterday's. So yeah, you weren't supposed to have access to it anyways. Alrighty. But yeah, big slate college basketball highlighted by a couple really good games, or what I feel will be really good games. Penn State against Virginia Tech. Penn State laying 7.5 on the road. SMU and Butler, that should be a great game. That should be a very evenly matched game. I'd probably have to say, big marquee matchup for college basketball for Friday night would be Alabama at Purdue. Alabama laying 2.5 on the road against Purdue. That should be a fun game. Florida against Florida State. That is always a fun matchup. TCU versus Michigan. That's another fun college basketball matchup right there. So college basketball should be good today. We get college football. It's just going to be... It's just going to be a busy, busy, busy day. And I like it. By the way, my game of the week is already out. If you're not on it, you still have an opportunity to go get on it if you want one big monster win later on today. Personal plays are going to be very busy today. Very busy today. Same thing with premium plays. It's going to be a fun day today. It's going to be a fun day today. Hopefully the daily free play Wednesday. I think it will, though. I think it will. We hammered that this one right here yesterday during the live show. Tulsa first quarter. Tulsa first quarter plus 4.5. They got the job done. They got the job done, so that was nice. It was a nice hit for everybody. And we should have more nice hits today as well. We will keep it going. We're going to take a gander. NHL yesterday was great. LaChance's great choice on Game of the Week. I think it's a good sleeper. Anthony, no problem. I saw what they did when they went to go make sure that everybody's account was not active from the day before. You purchased it before the clock struck midnight on the East Coast, which is fine. It's no problem. They just because I saw they actually took both away, and then they went back in and re-added it, but they didn't add both. They went and they only saw one. So, which just reach out. We'll get it taken care of. Nothing's posted anyway, so it's not like you were missing out on anything. Michael says Villanova to cover the 4.5 over Virginia. I like that one. I like that one. And morning, LaShawn, as well as everybody. JJ, who do I like in the first college basketball game? Don't know. Didn't look at it. Don't even know what the first college basketball game is. On days like today where there's a monster board, I go through and circle what I like ahead of time and then go back in and break it down. And if it lines up, I'll make plays out of it. Maybe we'll take a look at it if we have time. I think it's Charleston Southern, if I'm not mistaken, or one of those, them or Virginia Military, one of those two. I know they're early today, but I don't have an early play on them. Don't have an early play on them. Friday first 50% profit boost on FanDuel. +30 boost on 30+ point scores. Oh man, I'm yawning. That was random. That was random. All right, let's take a gander. By the way, Jake Paul is fighting Mike Tyson today. Mike Tyson, a +186 money line underdog, with Jake Paul being a -235. At least in Arizona, FanDuel does not give us many options. I know it is an 8-round fight, 2-minute rounds using 14-ounce gloves. It is sanctioned as a pro fight, and I think let's see if it pops up the odds for it. Oh, so they've got, I don't think we could bet any props here in Arizona, so I can't even see them. But I will say this. I think myself and the entire world is hoping, obviously, that Mike Tyson KOs Jake Paul. Is that going to happen? Let's just be real. Let's just shoot the shit here and be real for a minute. Is that likely to happen today? No. No. If we're being honest with each other, which we generally are here at Cap Nation, that Jake Paul should get the win. Now, I like Tyson. Tyson still has a puncher's punch, right? He's still got that puncher's chance, right? I mean, it only takes one of his to get through. I mean, let's be honest. Has Jake ever been hit by anything that, you know, to the level that Mike, even at 58 years old, can deliver? No. The likelihood that one gets through, that is the percentage you've got to weigh. If I was betting the fight, I would probably just bet the dog in Mike Tyson. And that's just because I think me and the rest of the world want him just to absolutely kick the shit out of him, you know? It's so funny. You go on TikTok and you see all the, what was Mike Tyson doing at 16 and he was training, right? And what was Jake Paul doing? He was dancing on YouTube. But I mean, let's be honest. He's 58 years old. He's got that, what was it, that liver, was it a liver issue? That postponed the original fight date in the first place. Fender Bender, the fight is sanctioned. It's sanctioned as a pro fight in Texas. So it's 100% sanctioned. You can look it up. You can look up all the rules. From it being 2-minute rounds to both fighters wearing 14-ounce gloves instead of the standard 10-ounce gloves that heavyweights typically use. but it is 100% sanctioned and licensed by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation. But, yeah. If I was to do anything, I'd probably throw a small bet on the dog. But, let's be honest, he really doesn't have... Hey guys, give me 1 second. My little one's at home, so she's calling me. I got to attend to that. Either that or I got to go home and not do the show. So bear with me. I will be right back, and we'll finish talking about the Paul and Tyson fight, and then we'll talk about NBA, college basketball, and then we'll get to college football. So bear with me. Be right back. We'll play The Haters Make Us Famous.
Warning. This is not intended for one hater, but all haters. Haters make me famous. Haters make me famous. Haters make me famous. Haters make me famous. Haters.
Call it my battleground. I'm on that center stage where suckers be talking that, but not to my face. Making major moves while them haters prove nothing no harder you shine. You know them haters come by the dozen. All them haters that be talking about us, they be hating on our grind, cause you know we coming up. We be spending all the time on these rhymes and the clubs. You can't steal my shine, cause I'm prime, never mind, cause fame and fortune be the only notion for them haters. Do many years in the game, so you know I paid my dues. No need for the fame, I'm taking names, so I know. And when Moshe blows up, I'm emailing all them.
Haters make me famous.
What the haters know about that Moshe music? Haters.
Haters make me famous.
I do this 25/8 pain and sweat on these tracks, haters.
Haters. Haters make me famous.
I have no dinner table, but my studio is the kitchen. Haters.
Haters make me famous.
I got a degree on my wall, so it says I know what I'm doing. Haters.
Haters.
I dust off them haters, and then I take a pause. It's a shame that this game got us all so involved. They flapping their jaws and they grinding their teeth. Everybody fighting for the microphone on my beats. See my and my word is all I have. Call me Tony Montana on this label that I have. Having anger towards everyone reaching success. Haters coming and I'll be their number one prospect. I work real hard, it gains some respect. 24 hours on the beats and the internet. We fighting like some dogs, showing flaws with no regrets. While we fighting for the same bone on this conquest. Million man march occupies my mind frame. Yes, one man army with the heart of a terrorist. In my scope, I can see them haters running. No need to pull the trigger, cause I'm aiming for the sky, cousin.
Haters make me famous.
No need to lie my tracks, man, cause you know I'm the truth. Haters.
Haters make me famous.
Yeah, I'ma wipe off this out with the rag. So what? Haters.
Haters. Haters make me famous.
I'm a self-taught fool with knowledge. Haters.
Haters make me famous.
I don't give what all y'all think. For real. Haters.
Haters.
I don't take them back seats, I take the front row. If you're on my team, then you're sitting next to me. So loyal to the game, like my wifey and she show. No, I'm headed for the top, so no need for these sideshows. My mic blows truth while them fools making up. My beats be my bullets, fully automatic, spitting blood. In their eyes, I can tell that they hate me while I'm blowing up on the internet. Faithfully, I got the upper hand, man. My fam got faith in me. I'm solid like a rock with my hip hop family. From the 425 through the streets of Miami. With them deucems up, man, I'm ready for the Grammys. My life be so sweet, yes, it's sweet like some candy. So what's my lap, them haters that can't
make me famous.
And remember, haters, you made me famous.
Haters, 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 haters make me famous. Haters make me famous.
All right, we're back. We're back. Sorry about that. Woo. Anthony, I will. No, I came in to do the live show, and then I'll be headed straight home. Oh, yeah, we all know Jake ain't taking a fight that he can have a realistic chance to lose. That's for sure. And I wouldn't bet anything substantial on Mike. Just for the fact we know what it is. Just for the fact we know what it is. I can't see Mike taking a dive, but I mean, 20 mil? 20 million? I mean, that's over double what his net worth is as of, I believe it was. They did something as of like last week. They updated his net worth. His net worth was like 10 million. He's making 20 million to fight tonight. So take it for what it's worth, right? I'd fucking take a dive for 20 million. I'd gladly, hell, I won't even dive. I'll just set myself up for bad success, right? Celis, what's going on, man? Says, morning, Kyle and Cap Nation. Arizona State was locked, pounded the spread, the money line, was already all over that game, but stamped it. But you stamped it for me. Could have easily been game of the week. Appreciate all you do. My pleasure. Definitely could have been. It had those type of vibes. And I should have put it on the personal play card yesterday. That I should have. Because I did like it. It was definitely a suspect line. And no way the other side should have been favored. Alrighty. So, knowing that, I don't know how long I'm going to be live for, and it probably won't be much longer just because my she's pretty sick. She's holding everything down, but she's still battling a pretty good fever. Yeah, Brian, just email in. You're probably better off emailing Jay today, cd@cappersdirect.com. I know he was in a little bit ago, and then he stepped out. I know I walked by his office when I went to go FaceTime my little one real quick to help her with the TV. All right, so let's just jump right into it. We're gonna skim through NBA. We're gonna skim through college hoops, which we kind of already skimmed through a few of the college hoops. And then we're going to definitely take a gander at a couple college football games for you guys, put you on something, send you on your merry way, and we'll call it a day until tomorrow. That way I can nurse her back to recovery. That way I can make sure I'm here on time tomorrow morning, bright and early. NBA today, full slate of games. I definitely think there's some quality games. I said this before, and I'm going to say it again about the Cavaliers. They just played the Bulls. They were laying 8 on the road. I think they won by 6 in that game. Not their last game, but the game before that, just a handful of days ago. In their last game against the Cavaliers, they won by 8 points as well. They were laying 12 on the road, 11.5, 12 on the road. Those road games have kind of got the best of them as far as covering, but they're still winning. They're still cashing. If you have the ability to have a basketball teaser, this may be a good one that you want to throw them in. However, they are at home today, laying 10 like them. That total over 238.5 is, I kind of go back and forth on that total. I think it's a little bit high. I think it's a tad bit high. Lakers and the Spurs with that total over 227.5. I think that's priced on the low side. Lakers laying 3 on the road, minus 144. It would be a money line or bust for me. Nets and the Knicks. I mean, we can come up with some rhymes about that one, right? Total over and under 215.5. Lean towards the over. And remember, this is NBA Cup group play. All right, NBA Cup group play. Do lean towards the Nets over. The Nets and the over, excuse me. That Nets being the big dog. Suns an 8-point dog on the road against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Thunder are just 10-2. Suns are 9-3. Not that they're far off. They just did, they haven't played this season. Last time they faced off was March of this year, last season with Oklahoma City. You guys know who I got in my mind. I got OK State in my mind. Oklahoma City, they smashed them in their last, attempt, but obviously not this season. Suns coming off a blowout loss on the road against the Sacramento Kings. Kevin Durant is out. If he's still out, I'm probably, and he's out at least 2 weeks from almost a week ago. So, he's got at least another week out. This one has got to be a OKC or bust type of vibes. Total over and under 228. I definitely lean towards the over in this one. Some of that later pro basketball. Nuggets at the Pelicans. This should be a good matchup right here. Nuggets on the road laying 4.5. Total over and under 220.5 in this matchup. Nuggets looking for their 6th straight victory. They're 7-3 on the year. After a slow start, they've rattled off 5 straight wins. The Pelicans, the exact opposite. They have started out hot. Now they've lost 6 straight. They put up 88 points in their game against OKC just the other day. They put up 105 against the Nets. 88 as well against the Magic. They have been in a scoring funk as of late. Over 220. I think it can go there as long as they put up points. But I don't know. You ride the streaks. Denver looking for their 6th straight win. Pelicans on the verge of 7 straight losses. It would be a Nuggets money line bet for me or bust. Ooh, that was random. That was a random sneeze. Michael, we'll get there in a little bit. We will definitely get to that section here in a little bit. Glancing over, just skipping to college basketball. Just doing quick little rundowns of hoops today just because I've got to get through it so that way I can get home to the little one who definitely wants daddy at home because she is sick. I've got somebody at home with her, so I will be there shortly. I know somebody asked me about the first game on the board, Texas Rio Grande against Charleston Southern. In that game, Charleston Southern, the dog, both teams 1 and 2. I mean, let's be honest. If you're betting to bet, then, you know, I would flip a coin when it comes to this game. As far as the total goes, I can see this game clipping the over. I could see it being a very high-scoring, zero-defense game between both teams. So I'd flip the coin and decide if you're going over 158.5 or under 158.5. But if it was me personally, I'd hope it landed on heads and take the over. It would be over or bust for me on that first game of the board. So I forget who asked about it, but I think there's definitely better opportunities to wager on than the Texas Rio Grande and Charleston Southern game. But again, if I was going to do anything, it would be the over. Thank you, Greg. I appreciate that. Henry says, Pelicans are a G League team right now. No doubt about it, right? Scrolling down the list. Virginia and Villanova. This should be a fun one. Brian, I love this comment. Says, Kyle, these hockeys are impossible not to make money with. Wow, right? They've got another dog on there today, I think. If I saw it correctly, and I glanced very quickly this morning right before when the live countdown was going on to see if it was posted. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was another little underdog play. And the NHL guys are just, just animals when it comes to it, right? And as the season progresses, if you guys notice, as every year, and Brian, you know this, and everybody that's been on the NHL knows this, as the season progresses, not only do they start taking more dogs, but they start taking bigger dogs. And towards the end of last season, we were hitting plus 400, plus 470 money line dogs, and they were smoking them. They were straight smoking them. And that's the way it is all year long. Station 211 Entertainment, good morning or good afternoon. But back to Villanova and Virginia. Virginia. Have they gone back to their old ways of low scoring, controlling the pace type of games? Well, if you look at their 2-0 so far, I mean, there's been, 121 and 107 points in both games. I would definitely say, but then again, I mean, they played Campbell and Coppin State, so they were able to limit that, although Campbell put up 56 against them. So is their defense defensive? Sure going to make you wonder with that score. Total on this game is 129.5. Now, taking a look at Villanova, they've already played 4 games. They've got twice as much experience. They've also got 2 times as many. They've got 2 losses on there. They're 2 wins and 2 losses. They're coming off that road loss to St. Joe's. I mean, losing to those St. Joseph Hawks is one thing, and they didn't just lose. They gave up 83 points to them. They gave up 36, and they were up a point at the half. They gave up 47 second half points, 36 in the first, 47 in the second. You take a look at the rest of Villanova and what they've done so far in their 4 games. They beat NJIT 91-54. They lost to Columbia. And they didn't just lose. They gave up 90 points to Columbia. They played Lafayette. They gave up 63. They still won 75-63, but they still won. Virginia, plus the 3.5, minus 106, which means you can find 4 at minus $1.16 in some spots. Virginia, please. I get it. They're on the road. I mean, hell, Virginia plus 6.5 on an alternate spread is minus 176. Give me the dog on the road, please. All day, every day today. Mr. Brackens, what's going on? Give me the dog. Dog is gonna be barking. Plus, so here's the deal. I'm actually going to show you guys two different screenshots. One is a bet that I'm making for a free play for you guys. So I am making a bet on Virginia plus the 3.5. So I just need to screenshot that. And I want to show you guys exactly why I'm taking 3.5 points minus 106 versus laying, or not laying, but catching a $1.40 on the money line. Because there is a difference between the two of them. And it's not much when it comes to dollars and cents, okay? So, let me get this bet up there. And now I'm going to show you what it looks like on my screen. So that way you can see, and I can show you the difference on why I bet what I bet. Okay. So as you can see down there, right? You've got two options. You've got plus 3.5 or you've got plus 140 on the money line. So the money line, let's just use $100 for example, okay? For every 100 you bet, you're going to win back 140. That's great. You're winning 140% of your money. That is a fantastic bet. But remember, they're going to have to win the game. And honestly, I think that they probably do win the game. But I like to take, when I'm betting on sports, one of the reasons why I'm successful is I do everything in my power to take the gamble out of the gambling. If that's at all possible, anything that's possibly close, I like to take out, okay? So as you can see here, I got plus 3.5 minus 106. So there is a 46 cents differential. And one of them, you have to win the game outright. The other one, I can lose by 3 and still cash. So I took the option that even though I think they're going to win outright, I think Virginia wins this game hands down. But I think it's going to be a close win. I don't think Virginia's going to come in here and put up and win by 12 or 15 points or 20 points or it being a blowout. I think Villanova, even though their record is 2-2 and they've given up a ton of points to shitty teams, I think they're going to, I don't think Virginia is all that in a bag of chips today either. So I think Virginia will definitely play a close, contested game that goes down to the final possession or two. And with that being said, I don't want to gamble that it's going to be Villanova missing the shot and Virginia winning by a bucket. I'd rather take and know that I've got 3 points in the back pocket, or 3.5 for this matter, and some of you will probably get 4. That if for some reason it's tied and they give up a game-winning 3, I'm still cashing a ticket. Moneyline bettors on Virginia are losing, but I'm still cashing a ticket, all right? So that's why I bet Virginia plus the 3.5, and that's why it's on the screen. So even though I do believe that they're going to win outright, and I believe they're going to make a great game out of it, I believe it's still going to be a close, contested game, but when it's all said and done, I think Virginia wins by a couple of points, maybe a handful of points. But again, that's not enough for me to want to take the money line as a 3.5 point dog. Now, if they were like yesterday, Arizona State at home, and keep in mind, Virginia's on the road, another aspect, right? Whereas Arizona State, at least in the Phoenix general area, playing at the Footprint Center, not on their own home stadium, but at the Footprint Center, we were also getting more. We were also getting plus 167 or 166, whatever it was, which the in-state, at home, close to home anyways, Tempe versus downtown Phoenix, I was willing to take ASU money line because I was getting a little bit more return out of it. Plus, I didn't think it was going to be a close game. I saw that line being completely flip-flopped, to be honest. And that showed as how we talked about it. So, again, free play, Virginia, whichever way I'm pointing, Virginia plus the 3.5. All right, so I don't have much more time, so we're going to move to college football, and we're going to take a look at a couple of games. We're going to take a look. Obviously, I did give out a free play on the UCLA and Washington game. That line is completely the same. If you want to know what that play is, then you can watch the daily free play video, and I show a copy of my ticket in that video as well. Kevin Lovett, thanks for jumping on board a week of the NHL. I believe you will absolutely love it. Raymond, thanks. Denson, thanks for jumping on board my personal plays for today. Veronica, glad to have you back on board, ma'am, for premium plays today. Mr. Watson last night getting the UFC fight pick of the year combo package, including a week of premium plays and a week, or not a week, and the NHL guarantee. But I know we took care of you with something else. So, Anthony as well, double dipping premium and personal plays. Now, let's talk about, before I get into college football, and by the way, if you haven't done so, you guys know what to do with this button, right? If you want giveaways, I want to give away giveaways, all right? I'm not going to beg you guys to give you free packages. I'm not going to beg you guys to do something so that way I can give you something for free. There's plenty of you guys here. You guys know what to do with this, and then I give away a package for free. So if you want it, you got about 5 or 10 minutes to get it done. All right? So with that being said, what to expect this weekend, starting today. Obviously, premium in my personal plays and the FC's group's personal plays. Tonight is my game of the week. Tonight is my personal play game of the week. You have until 8 p.m. Eastern time to get on board. That's when the signups come off the website. I believe it's 8 p.m. Eastern time. Let me double check. I should know this by heart, right? But I'm still screwed up with the old daylight savings time. So it usually takes me about a month. Yeah, 8 p.m. Eastern time is the first college football game. So that is the cutoff to get on board. It's normally $100. It's on sale still $50. It's 50% off. Still comes with the guarantee. So if you're not on it, you can go get my guaranteed game of the week. It's $50. It comes with a huge guarantee to win. You get the next one free. There ain't going to be no freebies next week because this one is a monster win. All right? So make sure you get on board. That is going to be a good one. Now, Saturday, listen to what we have, which is tomorrow. The full slate of college football, college basketball, premium plays, and my personal plays, and the FC Group's plays are going to be off the hook. But we also have Guaranteed Saturday. Not only do we have Guaranteed Saturday, but the FC Group has the UFC. Not only do they have the UFC with the max fight pick parlay, the full fight card. And keep in mind, this is the Jon Jones fight card. Michael Chandler's fighting. This is going to be a fantastic, action-packed fight card. But they announced on Monday that they are having their UFC fight pick of the year. The biggest fight pick for them the entire year goes down tomorrow. It is a special one-off fight pick. So if you guys want a massive play, if you were on my game of the week, my game of the year, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and in the company's last week, this is the quality of play you're getting in one fight pick. This is the one monster to go out and pound. I was told it will be posted at some point today. Now, I don't know if that's this evening, but they will email everybody. They will email the entire database to let you know when it is posted. And keep in mind, UFC lines move pretty quick. Sometimes they move to help us, sometimes they move in the opposite direction. But when all y'all that are already on it go to bet it, it's probably going to move it up even more. So when they send out that email, go bet it. And if you can't, bet it tomorrow then. All right? But bet it, get on it and bet it. That goes down tomorrow. That is going to be a monster one that you don't want to miss out on. All right? UFC Fight Pick of the Year is going to be a fantastic time. The full UFC fight card. That fight card, and by the way, the UFC Fight Pick, it's $50. Just like anything of the year is always $50. They used to be $500. All right? Game of the Years used to be $500. But we got them, because so many of you guys support them, we got them to do them at 50, and that was Jay, and I piggybacked on it as well, because, I mean, I don't care if it's $50, you know? I would prefer it be $5, if you know what I mean. But I don't have a say in that. So, all fight picks of the year, game of the year, they're always $50, always special one-off, but they do have that combo package that you can get, which includes, that combo package is $150, which includes, that's different. The the fight pick of the year combo package is different than the guaranteed play package. What the fight pick of the year combo package is obviously the fight pick of the year. You get next week's NHL guaranteed play. So if you're buying it today, because we had the NHL guaranteed play yesterday, that was a winner, you would get next week's guaranteed NHL play. You get the fight pick of the year on Saturday, and you also get, at the time of your purchase, you select either a week of premium plays or a week of my personal plays or a week of the FC group's personal plays. So you get a whole week of plays in it as well. So if you were to buy everything all by itself, $150 and $70, you'd be spending $220. You get all of it for $150, which is a smoking deal. So don't miss out. Get on board that one. All right. And then obviously Sundays, the Sunday NFL guarantee play. We'll talk about that more Saturday and on Sunday as well. So if you're not on board, a lot of fun things to get on board for. Federo, thank you for jumping on board. My personal plays for today, they're not out yet, but they will be shortly. My personal plays will be going out as soon as we're off the live show. I will make sure that Jay gets them up there and gets them up there correctly, and then we will go about our business. Alrighty, so back to college football. UCLA and Washington. If you didn't watch the daily free play video, shame on you, but it's okay. You can go watch it because there's a great free play in there on this game. All right, on this game, on the side of UCLA and Washington, I've got a play on it. It's in the daily free play video. I like it. I actually like it more today than I liked it when I actually bet it last night. So I'll probably go back in and bet it for even more. Taking a look at both teams. UCLA. 2 wins away from being bowl eligible. Can they get the job done? Can they get the job done? They've got 3 games left. They got to figure out a way to get 2 wins. They get Washington today. They get USC next week. Ooh, man, that's going to be a great game. Then they get Fresno State on the 30th. College football is winding down. College basketball is winding up. This should be a great game. They're coming off their 20-17 victory over Iowa. They beat Nebraska 27-20. They beat Rutgers 35-32. They had that disappointing loss to Minnesota where they lost by 4, 27-17. They lost to Penn State 27-11. They got smoked by Oregon. They got smoked by LSU. They got smoked by Indiana towards the beginning of the season, and they've got a win over Hawaii. UCLA's got to win 2 out of the next 3. So is this a must-win game? No, but they must win it. If you could read between the lines, they've got to win this game. Is it going to be easy for them to travel all the way up to Washington and play on the road there in Seattle at the Alaskan Airlines Field? Nope, it's not going to be an easy place to play. All right, Washington, however, they're 1 win a game from being bowl eligible. They're 5-5 on the season, and they just got their asses handed to them by Penn State. They put up 6 points. They put up 6 measly points. That is it. Before that, they beat my Trojans. I fucking hate saying that, man. They beat my Trojans 26-21. They beat Indiana 31-17. Excuse me, they lost to Indiana 31-17. They lost to Iowa 40-16. They beat up Michigan, which hasn't been that hard this year. They beat them 27-17. Lost to Rutgers, beat up Northwestern, and lost to Washington State. And they had 2 gimme wins in the beginning of the season to get their year off right. I think it's going to be very important for UCLA to get off to a hot start offensively. Obviously, defensively as well. They put up 20 points against a very tough defensive Iowa team. They got the job done. But they put up nothing in the first and they put up nothing in the third quarters. They're going to have to put points on that scoreboard in all 4 quarters to get rid of Washington today. If UCLA puts points on the board in all 4 quarters, and they're not all just field goals, I think they get the job done today. Do I think Chip Kelly stepping down hurt the team? I've never been a Chip fan. Remember, I'm a Trojan fan. I hated him when he was in Oregon, so was never a Chip fan. So that's a bias-loaded question. That is a biased and very loaded question. One that the rest of the world is not ready for a Kyle trip out. I am by no means a Chip Kelly fan. Never have, never will be. But I think UCLA gets the job done. Again, this was another one. Plus 146 on the money line or plus 4.5. I'm taking the 4.5. I'm taking the 4.5, which you guys already know. And if you watch the daily free play video, you already know. There it is. I mean, look. Woo. 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 Go watch the daily free play video and you'll see that full ticket. I like UCLA today. I think they get the job done. You know, they're riding that 3-game win streak. I think they get their 4th victory. I mean, and they've got some good road wins. You know, they beat Nebraska on the road. They beat Rutgers on the road. 2 tough teams on the road right there. They got I mean, those are not easy places for somebody like UCLA to go. And I mean, on big travel, too. It ain't that big of a travel from LAX all the way up to Seattle. I don't even know if they'll fly out of LAX. I would imagine they would because they're right there. But they could be flying private out of another airfield. Anyways, you guys get what I'm saying. It ain't that long of a flight. They're not cross-country traveling. They're staying in the same time zone. So I like UCLA today. Aaron, thank you. Aaron, thanks for getting on board. Not only did you get the UFC Guaranteed Max Fight Pick, but you also got the UFC Fight Pick of the Year, so thank you for jumping on board that one. We got time for I can squeeze in something fast on the last one, and I know somebody came in, I don't remember who it was, but somebody asked what I thought about the North Texas UTSA game because that big total 72.5. We'll take a look at that one next, between North Texas and UTSA. I mean, let's just start with UTSA. They're 4-5 on the year, 2 games away from being bowl eligible. They, just like UCLA, they've got 3 games left. They're coming off a huge win at home over Memphis. They're at home against North Texas, who's a game away from being bowl eligible. UTSA's got to win 2 games. They got to figure out a way to win 2 games over the next 3 weeks. They get North Texas today. They get Temple in their next game, which they should be favored at home against Temple. And then they're on the road to end their season against a 9-0, as of now, a 9-0 Army team, who, for all intensive purposes, will be undefeated when they face off against them in 3 weeks. I mean, if Army can survive Notre Dame, that is, which I think that's going to be a great game. We'll talk about that one tomorrow. But back to this one. UTSA is going to have to get off to a hot start. Taking a look at North Texas. They got shut down by Army, 14-3. But if there's anything positive out of their 14-3 loss over Army, and keep in mind, Army had their offensive struggles for a reason. But they were able to stop that Army run. But when you take out their quarterback, not the best things are going to happen. But when you look at what UTSA does last week, wasn't on the ground. Majority of it happened in the air. McCowan? He went 20 of 37 for 280 yards. He had 4 passing touchdowns. Carpenter had 4 catches for 108 yards. No touchdowns there for that boy. Dishman had 3 for 55 and a touchdown. Thomas had 6 for 44 and 2 touchdowns. You know deep down in the red zone who's going to be getting that look, and it's Thomas. He had 6 grabs for 44 yards. McCowan, the quarterback, kept it 5 times for 28 yards on the ground as well. He did have a 12-yard rip. So, the fact that North Texas stopped the run against Army, it was great. It was impressive. It was last week. I don't think you're going to see much of that this week. You're going to be able to have to stop it in the air to stop UTSA, a team on a mission. They're laying 1.5. As far as this game goes, the total. And by the way, I've got a play on the side, so if you want to know, you're going to have to get on board for that one. But as far as the total goes, and that's what I'm addressing this one, 72.5. That is a massive number. Even last year, they had a high-scoring game, but it was like 37-30, 37-29-ish, if I'm not mistaken. But it was definitely below 72.5. As far as this game goes, what I saw out of North Texas last week in their offense, the line is fairly even. North Texas is catching 1.5 points. Is this going to be a 35-38 game? It could be. They put up 52 against Tulsa. They put up 41 against Florida Atlantic. 44 in their 52-44 loss against Memphis. But to me, that's a lot of points, so I'm steering clear of it. If I was going to bet this game, it would be the under or nothing. But again, full disclaimer, I'm not betting it. Hands in the air, I ain't betting it. Hands on the Bible, I ain't touching it. I ain't touching it. You got a first quarter total of 14.5. A first half total of 37.5. Who knows? Maybe the game goes over in the first half. It's very possible with these two teams. But everything that I've seen so far, I like the under. I like the under. Gary Meewright, thank you for jumping on board my personal place for today. Glad to have you on board. So to answer your question on what I like on that total, I like the under, but I'm not betting it. I don't like it enough to bet it. And JJ asked. Oh, no, that was a different game he asked about. Somebody else asked for it. I don't remember where it was, but I know I seen something. Oh, it was Michael. Michael says thoughts on the 72 on the UTSA North Texas game. So, Michael, there's my thoughts on it. I like the under, but I don't like it enough to actually go and put some money on it. I don't. By the way, those high-scoring games between Texas Rio Grande and Charleston Southern off to a hot start. Just 5 minutes and 45 seconds into that game, they've got, 58 points scored already? So, if you bet it, hopefully you took the over, right? I was actually looking to see if there was a live line on the over, but I don't see it. Not on FanDuel. Nothing live on that game. They're probably smart. All right, folks. That is what I have. Sorry for the abbreviated show, but I've got to attend, and I got to get home to a little one who wants her daddy home. And is currently in a text war with me about I love you more. No, I love you more. So she needs me at home, so I am headed home to go take care of her. I will come back to film daily free play video for tomorrow. It's going to be a fun day. Remember, 2 live shows tomorrow. 2 live shows tomorrow. The normal one, which, by the way, 10:30 on the East Coast, 7:30 on the West Coast. 10:30 East Coast, 7:30 West Coast. All right? We'll be live again. There'll be a second live show shortly after the first. All right? We get done with the first. We'll take a 15 to 20 minute recess. Sometimes it's less than that. I'll start the live broadcast early so that way members can join in and chat. But there will be a members-only live show shortly after our first one tomorrow. That will be 100% geared towards live wagering of the games that are going on right then, which are not limited to college football, because we do have early college basketball tomorrow, and we've got some great college basketball games. So you never know. You might be making live wagers on college basketball now as well as college football. It's not limited to just college football. So make sure you guys remember, if your name does not show up in green, you're not a YouTube exclusive member. And I will tell you this, you are flat out missing out on members only live shows. They are fun. They are absolutely fun. They're not super high paced. Can't promise you how much, we're going to be betting, because it's all in the moment and it's actual real. It's money out of my real account. It's money out of my FanDuel account. So I'm not just throwing shit at the wall. I'm making wagers live right there with you guys. And some days we have 2 wagers. Some days we have 13. You just never know. But one thing is for certain, it's a lot of fun. So come join us live. All right. Thank you, Joseph. Appreciate that. All right, guys. I am out. Enjoy your day. And we will see each and every single one of you guys live tomorrow morning, hopefully, and many more. And tomorrow, guys, hit that thumbs up button. I want to give away a flip ton of packages tomorrow. All right? Got to run. I will see you guys live tomorrow. And again, please, no matter what, everybody, wager responsibly. And here's your DGen message so that you do wager responsibly. Do you have a gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. This message is sponsored by DGS, the Degenerative Gambling Society, a.k.a. Cat Nation Live.